1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Friha Hassan. First, the headlines. Pakistan has been awarded with Global Islamic Leadership Award in recognition of its efforts for promotion of Islamic financing. Prime Minister says the country has registered an increase of 31% in remittances in the first 2 months of current fiscal year as compared to the same period of last year. Parliamentarians from United Kingdom and Germany have emphasized importance of recognizing the oppressed Kashmiris' right to self-determination. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian government has started implementing its nefarious plan to Hinduize Jammu and Kashmir by building around 50,000 temples in the territory. United Nations has urged for an independent investigation in Myanmar killings, saying casualties may represent war crimes. In Syria, 10 people have been killed in Israeli airstrikes in Al-Bukamal city. World Health Organization says a record one-day rise in the number of new coronavirus cases around the world has been reported over 300,000. We take you live to Islamabad, where Prime Minister Imran Khan is addressing a ceremony.
हम भी उर्दू में कंडक्ट करें। हमें क्या ज़रूरत, हम अंग्रेज़ी बोलने लगे हुए हैं, यहाँ हमारे लोग टीवी पे देख रहे हैं, उनको हम अंग्रेज़ी बोल रहे हैं, तो वो उनके लिए भी अगर आप इंटरप्रेटर वो उर्दू बोलने वाले भी हैं, तो ज़रूरी नहीं कि हम अंग्रेज़ी में सारी अपनी कंडक्ट करें। मैं महमूद खान आपको मुबारक देता हूँ। आज ये बहुत बड़ी पख्तूनख्वा के लिए, पाकिस्तान के लिए भी बहुत बड़ा ये एक माइलस्टोन है, लेकिन पख्तूनख्वा के लिए बहुत बड़ा माइलस्टोन इसलिए है कि जो रशाकई की ये जो आप इंडस्ट्रियल जोन बना रहे हैं, ये मौका देगा पख्तूनख्वा के लोगों को कि वहाँ भी इंडस्ट्री लगे, उधर भी लोगों को नौकरियाँ मिले। मैं अभी यूएन की एक सर्वे देख रहा था, तो उसमें मुझे नज़र आया कि सबसे ज़्यादा जो इस वक्त ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट हो रही है और गुर्बत कम हो रही है वो पख्तूनख्वा में है, लेकिन सबसे कम एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए जगह हैं। सो लोग बाहर जाके एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए, कोई मिडल ईस्ट जा रहा है और कराची में जाके एम्प्लॉयमेंट लेते हैं और शहरों में जाते हैं, लेकिन पख्तूनख्वा में एम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं है। तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी था कि पहला एक इंडस्ट्रियल जोन वहाँ बने, और मुझे खुशी ये है कि जो 4 इंडस्ट्रियल जोन्स सीपैक के नीचे जो फैसला हुआ था, उसमें पहली जो सबसे तेज़ी से आगे बढ़ी है वो है रशाकई की इंडस्ट्रियल जोन। इसका मुझे तो खुशी ये है कि ये अब मौका मिलेगा पख्तूनख्वा के लोगों को खैबर पख्तूनख्वा में रह के नौकरियां लेना। मेरा तो ये इंटरेस्ट है, क्योंकि बड़ा मुश्किल होता है लोगों के लिए अपने घर से दूर, अपने बीवी बच्चों को दूर छोड़ के जाना।
Prime Minister Imran Khan was live at a ceremony in Islamabad. We take you back to the news. Pakistan has been awarded with Global Islamic Leadership Award in recognition of its efforts to promote Islamic financing. The award was received by President Arif Alvi at the 10th Global Islamic Finance Award ceremony in Islamabad today. Speaking on the occasion, the president noted that Islamic financing is increasing around the world, but its full potential has yet not been exploited. The president appreciated the fact that 17% of Pakistan's banking sector has tuned to the Sharia-compliant instruments. State Bank of Pakistan was also given Best Central Bank of the Year award for promoting Islamic banking. President Dr. Arif Alvi has said Pakistan attaches great significance to its ties with Ethiopia and wants to expand trade and commercial relations with it for the mutual benefit of the two sides. He was talking to Ambassador Designate of Pakistan to Ethiopia, Shozab Abbas, in Islamabad today. The President asked the Ambassador Designate to work for further improving bilateral relations between Pakistan and Ethiopia in diverse fields, including trade, economy, and culture. He also asked the ambassador to highlight Indian brutalities in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir against the Muslims of the valley in the host country. Newly appointed Consul General of Germany for Karachi called on Sindh Chief Minister Syed Murad Ali Shah in Karachi today. Sindh Chief Minister welcomed new Consul General in Sindh and said that the country values its relations with Germany. Issues arising out of recent rains in the province were also discussed. Meanwhile, Italian Consul General for Karachi, Ms. Anna Rufino, also had a farewell meeting with Sindh Chief Minister. Muslim World League dispatched 6,000 emergency relief food packets in rain-hit areas of the country today. Chairman National Disaster Management Authority Lieutenant General Muhammad Afzal, Saudi Ambassador to Pakistan Nawaf bin Saeed Al Maliki attended the ceremony. Each food packet containing flour, sugar, rice and other eatable items. Speaking on the occasion, Saudi Ambassador Nawaf Saeed Al Maliki said Saudi Arabia always helped their Pakistani brothers in hour of need. Chairman NDMA Lieutenant General Muhammad Afzal lauded relief activities of Muslim world for starting relief activities in flood-hit areas. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said the country has registered an increase of 31% in remittances in the first 2 months of current fiscal year as compared to the same period of last year. In a tweet today, he said overseas Pakistanis sent $2,095 million in remittances in the month of August this year, which is 24.4% higher than the corresponding period last year. He said the country received a record $2,768 million in remittances in the month of July this year. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has lodged strong protest with India over ceasefire violations by the Indian occupation forces along the line of control last night. In a statement, Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said an Indian senior diplomat was summoned to issue the démarche as 3 innocent civilians were seriously injured in the indiscriminate and unprovoked firing by the Indian occupation forces in Tattapani sector of the LOC. He termed the ceasefire violations are a threat to regional peace and security. The parliamentarians from UK and Germany have emphasized the importance of recognizing the oppressed Kashmiris' right of self-determination. Speaking at a webinar on Kashmir issue in Islamabad, British Member Parliament of the Labour Party, Andrew Gainey, while emphasizing the need for re-educating people across the world on the Kashmir dispute, has said that the dispute needs an international focus. Speaking on the occasion, German Member Parliament Michael Galler observed that there is need to depute neutral observers in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir to collect the true information and report to the international community. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir as part of Narendra Modi-led fascist Indian government's nefarious plans to Hinduize Jammu and Kashmir in shortest possible period of time, it has started executing the decision to build around 50,000 temples in the territory. According to Kashmir Media Service, in the name of rebuilding dilapidated temples, the Indian government has identified several historic mosques and monasteries where it is going to build the said temples. As per the notorious modus operandi of the RSS-BJP nexus, the Indian government has claimed that these mosques were built at the site of ancient Hindu worship places. The regime is using a special segment of Kashmiri Pandits to carry out the wicked plan. Meanwhile, an analytical report released by Kashmir Media Service today said that India is using mass killings, enforced disappearances, torture and arrests in a systematic and institutional manner to alter the demographic composition of the occupied territory. United Nations has urged for an independent investigation in Myanmar killings, saying casualties may represent war crimes. In Syria, 10 people were killed in Israeli airstrikes in Al-Bukamal city. A war monitor reported that the strikes also destroyed ammunition depots and vehicles in the area. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain with thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Lower Sindh and Gilgit-Baltistan. To end the news, here once again are few of the headlines. Pakistan has been awarded with Global Islamic Leadership Award in recognition of its efforts for promotion of Islamic financing. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian government has started implementing its nefarious plan to Hinduize Jammu and Kashmir by building around 50,000 temples in the territory. United Nations has urged for an independent investigation in Myanmar killings, saying casualties may represent war crimes. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.